wild ones. It's Bernadette, and I'm here with your Pick a Card Tarot reading for Monday, March 15th, 2021. And just to give you a little sneaky peek at what today's reading is going to be all about, did y'all ever see the Disney movie Prince of Egypt, where Winona Judd sang that song called Freedom? You remember it? It's like, what we all need is a freedom in our hearts. Yeah, a freedom from the darkness, a freedom from the violence, a freedom from the hate, a freedom from the fear, Lord, a freedom from the hunger, freedom from the unforgiveness. Hey, hey, freedom, freedom. What we all need is a freedom in our hearts. That's the one. And that's what today's reading is all about. Freedom. And here's how this craziness started this morning. So, if I were the king of the forest, this old boy came out for y'all today. Lion, right? Okay, as the strength card. But I was like, I was like, oh, okay. And I started to move forward to record. And then something sat me back and said, no, just wait. Okay. So I sat here and I waited. And then I started hearing the song Freedom, right? The Winona Judd one from Prince of Egypt. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, okay, well, we are headed towards Easter, and there's all the, that stuff that goes on, with that side of the world and Catholicism and all different religions and that. I'm like, is this about that? And then Spirit was like, no. and then Spirit asked me to hang tight. Well, what was crazy was I was supposed to wait. And I'm not used to that. Like, I'm just, the messages come, they download, right? And I was like, okay. So I just sat here and I waited. And all of a sudden, I started seeing all things Wizard of Oz with the Cowardly Lion. And I'm thinking, okay, what's that all about? And then, of course, Cowardly Lion sang, if I were the king of the forest, not a queen, not a whatever, not a what, not a prince, oh, not a queen, not a duke, not a prince. And I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden, I saw that the title of today's meditation, or not today's meditation, but today's pick a card reading should be The Floweredly Lion. Now, if you know me, you know I love my puns. And I was like, The Floweredly Lion? What is that? And then all of a sudden I was taking, I know y'all are going to think I got a field of poppies in my backyard, but I don't. But when I was taking down the yellow brick road, literally in this journey, and where the field of poppies would have been, so like the Emerald City is on the other side, right? Because it's a real thing, y'all. The Emerald City is real, just so you know. And I expected to look out and see poppies. I didn't. I looked out and I was like, what are those? And then I looked down at my feet and went, oh, those are dandelions. I wonder why dandelion. Okay. I was like, okay, it's going to be like that today, Spirit. You funny, right? Okay. So I was just like, this may be the funnest reading I've ever been involved in, and it's all about me. So it really did kind of make me feel a little selfish, because I was like, I'm all in on this. This is funny. So where the animal allies are going with all of this, if you take a look at the traditional tarot card meanings for the Rider-Waite tarot card, the Strength card, and for those of you just joining me, welcome to the Wild Pack. For you longtime subscribers, thank you so much. Aroo to you. I read with my own award-winning, history-making Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck, which is based on the Rider-Waite system. And then each card has an associated animal ally. Whatever animal wanted to be the archetype of that card, it jumped in the deck, and here we are. Holy cow, does it make the Rider-Waite so much more powerful. It's nuts. So when you look at those traditional meanings, and even on my own site, Building Beautiful Souls, I've got to rewrite this, because the traditional meanings are that the maiden in the picture is stroking the head of the lion and calming him. And so she uses her good energy, her calming energy, her love to subdue him or tame him. Ooh, I don't like that. It just, I can't stand it. Here's why. I think it's the dawn of a new day, and I love me some tradition, y'all. I do, and I believe all kinds of traditions should stay traditions, because that's why they're called traditions, right? Okay. But as we evolve, we make new traditions, and we can add to those traditions. We can make them richer, more meaningful, lots of different positive things. So what if I'm going to start a petition? Yes, I am, to change. I'm going to start a petition in the tarot community to change just those few words. So instead of using her love to tame or subdue the lion, that what's happening is the natural byproduct of extending your great love to someone else. They mostly will return it. So what's happening in that card, as I see it, is a reciprocity of pure love. And it does speak of mind over matter in a lot of different ways. Now, where all of this ties into, you know, Freedom, the song and the movie, and the dandelion, the pun there, is the flower itself. I mean, just even wait till we get to the whole part about lion and the Wizard of Oz and this and that. But, you know, listen, if something comes in a reading, when I'm working with a client, if you're getting something for yourself or you're working with friends or family or clients or whatever, I would really encourage you to honor everything that comes through to you, no matter how kooky-looky it may sound at the time. Y'all, my life is filled with telling people stuff where they're like, what? Oh, okay, Shaggy. You know, and they're like, most things in a reading are like accurate, and some things people walk away scratching their heads. Me too. Or the client will like be like, nope, and I'm like, because how it works for me is, if spirit brings me a vision, a sound, a smell, a taste, or whatever, and I present that to the client, and the client says nope, if it really is for them, then that vision, smell, taste, whatever gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And I know we just have to stay on it until we get there, right? So in this matter, when dandelion came up, I was like, hey, that's funny. But then, of course, I had to honor that. And if you all, you know, take a look at the dandelion picture. You remember those are the flowers that you pick up, you make a wish, and then you blow, and all their little spores and whatnot go out and float around in the wind and, you know, land where they may. So that is just such a great call for this, just for this day in particular. You know, Moon is the ruling planet of Monday. The root chakra is the chakra of Mondays. And we've got a lot of sun energy coming into the moon, but then again, that's the balance, right? That's the strength card. That's the balance of the sun and the moon, and the balance of the maiden and this ferocious lion. Rawr, rawr, rawr. And she just gives him love, and he's like, oh, I don't have to eat you because you love me. And I love that you love me, and so let's be in love. So what that says to me for you all, in a very physical way, is to physically, like the shaman's breath, right? You blow those wishes out into the wind. But when you do that, you do them without fear. And see, Hop says so too. And the reason for that is, so many times when we express our wishes, our wants, our desires, our deepest dreams, and even when we do healing, even when we, sorry y'all, my lawn guy is here. She's going to bark her little fool head off for a second. Behind that is I want to say is a fear that we're not good enough, we don't deserve, we're never going to get, it's too much to ask, it's all those things. So you may send your wishes out, you may send your wants out, your desires out, but please make sure that when you do that, it comes from such a place of love that it can't help but take root. Just like those little dandelion spores. Not all of them are going to take root and grow more dandelions, but in that there will be those, and you just got to attach your stuff to that, right? Your stuff meaning what it is that you want, what it is that you feel, what it is that you need, what it is that you want to heal. And also visualize, you know, when those spores go out, they do scatter to the winds, but some of them can go up really, really high. And so you can visualize and you can set the intent that your sacred wishes, your sacred wants, your sacred healing is being carried by the dandelion with great courage and no fear all the way up to the heavens. Now, interestingly enough, I'm looking on my own site here really quickly. I just wanted to refresh myself. I knew everything about the dandelion just because it's one of my favorite flower symbolism flowers. But there is a thing that for the life of me, I don't know why I can not ever remember this. Oh, there it is. So dandelion, in the Victorian language of flowers, it takes its name from a French term, dent de lion. And That's such a terrible French accent, but I now I want a croissant. And what that refers to is the way that the leaves are pointed on a dandelion, that it looks a bit like a lion's tooth. And so it's this whole association with the lion from the Wizard of Oz and the freedom thing from the Prince of Egypt. And it's really all about you granting yourself the freedom to get what you want and have what you want and heal what you want. But here's the other thing about that. So I was like, oh, that's a really cool message for a gentle Monday morning. You know, it'll seed in their root chakra very gently. And then my hair was blown back. I was like, whoa! Because then I heard the roar of a lion. Now, if y'all have never had occasion to be around a lion when they roar, as I have said before in other videos, it will light you up. The cacophonous vibration of a lion's roar, and this is just when they're roaring hello, not when they're angry. I've only heard a lion roar once when they were really, really angry, and it made me take a look at that fence and go, gee, I hope this fence holds. Realizing I'd much rather have them out in the wild, obviously, but great googly moogly. So then I was like, oh, okay. So these wishes are not just for what you want to bring into you. It's about what you want to move away from you, whoever you want to move away from you. And it's about having the courage to do that. And you don't have to do it with a roar. You don't have to do it with a roar. That's the whole point of the Rider-Waite tarot card for the strength, is that it is mind over matter. And you're not, if you come from something in a place of pure spirit, it's kind of like in a movie when you see that, ooh, somebody has just been doing something to other people or another person, and that other people or that other persons have had it. They have had it to such an extent they are ready to lay their very life on the line to make it stop, because that they're just in a position in their own spirit where they're like, it's either going to stop or I've got to die. That's it. There's no in between. There's nothing. And when they approach or they confront, I know y'all don't like that word, okay? Insert whatever phrase you want there. But when they step up to that other source that has been just giving them the roo-raz and causing them drama, they never yell, they never scream, they're perfectly calm. But there is such a sense of power and a sense of finality, like, this is the moment, this is my line in the sand. And then they just sit there and it blows that other person back. They don't know what to do, because then it really does scare them, because they know they've pushed things past a certain point. And even if they didn't think that person was capable of this or capable of that or had it in them to do whatever, they see things from a different perspective and they're like, oh, and they're standing there, you know, in their britches. That's this kind of thing. So again, it's the balance. This card may have come for you today for you to blow, you know, use your sacred shaman's breath and get those, you know, visualize a dandelion and all the spores. And, you know, dandelions are white, but it's your dream. You can make it whatever color. If you want to be purple, if you want to be rainbow, they can be whatever you want to be. I would really encourage you to stick with the color white, just for the whole purity, the association with the angelic realms, the divine realms, that kind of thing. But I would put shimmer on. I would put shimmer on mine. I'd make them iridescent, you know, like a Swarovski crystal, because you can't. Nature can be bedazzled, you guys. You can bedazzle anything, just so you know. Everything's better with a little bit of glitter. So environmentally friendly glitter or rhinestones. So all of that said, use your sacred breath and blow your dreams out to the world. You know, use your love. Get those dreams to meet you where you are and love you back. Let there be reciprocity of love between you and your dreams. And likewise, let there be a reciprocity of love between you and the thing or the person, place, or things that you want to drive away from you, because you can do that in a state of love. That's a whole nother video for another time. You know, even if this person has done just unforgivable things, you can still love their soul. And I would suggest that because of sacred contracts, you do. Again, a story for another time. But if you know about sacred contracts and that kind of thing, you get it. That, let me just say it now. We come into this lifetime to play all these roles in each other's lives, right? So even though you might be being icky to each other, your soul is perfect, and your soul is a perfect brother or sister. It is in harmony. It is in unity. It is in love. It shares the space of unconditional, eternal love. So it's only the spirit that's in the human form of you right now that's doing all these things for whatever reasons, karma, lessons learned, whatever. But if you tap into that divinity, you can still bless that person, shoo them out of your business, of course, but you can still love them just the same. So I know that was a lot. I sure hope it was helpful. You are supposed to go have the courage to be the king of your own forest. And man, I hope you look up that song on YouTube, Winona Judd, Freedom, and blast that song everywhere today. Pick up your copy of the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please remember my Kickstarter starts on April 1st. I'll be putting lots of things about that into the videos and whatnot. Forgive me, but for the next 6 weeks of my life, it's going to be marketing, 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 because I've pledged $5,000 to animal charities who fight to prevent the cruelty of animals. So make sure you get on over to gatheringofmystics.com and discuss. And as always, do good for animals and stay wild.